Morning.
Morning.
Welcome to the live edition number 13 of the live version of the Kindness Project. I am joined... Oh, we are very loud. We are very loud. Before we start, I'm going to press record on the audio version because this version doesn't only go out live on Facebook, it goes out as a podcast that you can listen to with your ears. No, you know what? Genuinely, that sounds like a bizarre thing to say, but I've got these new headphones. Where are they? And they are amazing because they actually don't go in your ears. They go on your ear bone, and they vibrate your ears and do the same thing.
Okay, but you're still using your ears to listen.
I haven't tried it on any other parts of me, but people might see. I am joined by a girl who is the gorilla groomer of this family. It's Charlotte Davis. And the reason I'm saying that is because before we started this morning, you was just picking my t-shirt like that.
On your shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm joined by the man who thinks he's the most consistently funny person in this household. It's Chris Dames.
I've got competition because you are quite funny. I think Sophie is probably the funniest one in her family at the minute.
That's because she's random, sporadic.
We could all be potentially accused of being a bit random. What's going on your life at the minute? Since yesterday. Since
I haven't been able to leave the house properly except to walk the dog.
Yeah, that dog is getting walked a lot. Listeners, viewers, let us know how your dog's doing coping with the coronavirus crisis because our one is getting a lot more attention than he normally gets, which is good, right? What do you mean? Oh
my God! Yeah, he has to put up with us all day.
That's true. Well, he used to get a bit of peace and quiet while we were all out, but now he doesn't. Morning to Sean, morning to Andy, morning to Kay, morning to Alan, morning to Sarah, and morning to Chris. Hope you're having a really good morning this morning. And anything else you wanted to talk about before I get on with the show?
No, I'm having a chicken nuggets and noodle moment.
Crack in when you're ready. So a couple of things that I wanted to do. Firstly, I wanted to say thank you. We had a knock on the door. I was in a Zoom meeting, which I'm doing quite a lot at the minute. I'm spending half my life in Zoom.
He talks to those people more than he talks to us half the time.
I'm not used to seeing you as much. Morning, Alan. And there was a knock on the door. And it was one of our clients, one of my business's clients, Savello, who left a bag with chocolates and wine and some paperwork she had to drop off, got back in her car and just went, "Thank you," and just drove off. Now, I like that kind of social distancing. Yeah. You're following the rules, but you're also delivering chocolate and wine. I like it.
And necessary paperwork.
And paperwork we need to make sure we help her out. So social distancing at its best because it comes with both chocolate and wine.
And necessary paperwork.
And the paperwork is always important. So what's been your best example of social distancing? I also like that. Did you see that YouTube or that video link with the girl who's come back from hospital and all of her neighbours came out and clapped her, but kept 2 minutes apart.
I haven't seen that. No. Yeah. I have been doing a lot of FaceTiming with friends. I've joined a group chat about we just kind of play this game, but it's like it's not. No, it's just fun.
Oh,
yeah, it's just good fun.
Good. So, what's been unofficial question of the podcast? What's been your best example of still showing love and care, but with social distancing involved? Because we know it's important to follow the rules and stick together. Hi Tracy, thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. And one other thing I'm really enjoying at the minute is John Krasinski's Good News.
You mentioned it yesterday.
Some good news. But I wanted you to tell everybody about what you did with Hamilton.
So 2 nights ago, It was gone 10.
Time has no meaning anymore.
What is time? When do I sleep? Anyway, so Dad comes up and he drags me down, and I'm sitting on the sofa, and he puts on this video.
I didn't expect you to tell that bit. I just want you to tell everybody what John Krasinski done for that amazing little girl.
He puts on this video. Get into it. It's called exposition. Is that the word?
All right.
Losing track of words now. And he puts on this video of this little girl on the John Krasinski's Some Good News thing.
Yep.
And he's like, "We're so sorry you missed Hamilton." And after a little while, all of the members of like the original Hamilton cast join on this Zoom call, and they all sing the opening song from Hamilton to her.
Yeah, because she missed the show because her show got cancelled.
I mean, we were fortunate enough to see it before all of this went down.
Well, we saw it in London a couple of years ago, and it is an amazing show. If you like musicals, go and see Hamilton, really worth doing. But also, Cassie mentioned, my wife and Charlotte's mum mentioned that there's loads of theatre and loads of musicals coming online for free at the minute on YouTube. And apparently everyone's talking about Jamie's on YouTube at the minute.
The Winter's Tale.
A Winter's Tale.
Cirque du Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil. There's a bunch of stuff.
Rent is a good one.
Rent is out there as well. So if you're looking to be entertained while in lockdown, there's some amazing stuff available there. And a couple of other places that I'm getting my good news for at the minute. Just out of interest, everybody else who's listening or watching, I'm finding myself just trying to... It's difficult, but trying to restrict my news content to about half an hour a day, and trying to replace some of that with just some positive stuff, because I think it's important to stay informed, but trying to watch too much of what's going on actually can impact your mood. And one of the things we've got to do in this situation is protect our own mental health, which we're going to be talking about. And there's a few places that I go to pick up some good news. First, the Good News Network is an amazing place.
Yes.
Just Google Good News Network. TheHappyNewspaper.com is amazing. And if you like good positive stories, you can buy like an old school paper version as well and get it delivered quarterly. I don't think it's too expensive either. And if you put BBC uplifting stories, just don't put BBC, you get the normal news. Uplifting stories. BBC have been really good at the current time, actually putting some positive news out there, as well as the informative, but often quite depressing news that we're hearing. And before we do that, and before we talk about what the NHS are doing to protect their mental health, do you want to ask everybody today's question of the podcast?
Yes. And
where they can get in touch with us?
Okay, so today's question of the podcast. Question of the podcast. Woo! Had to.
What was that?
No, it just came to mind
So
after.
can you not do that while I'm drinking tea? Question of the podcast. Woo! Go on.
It just came to mind when I said question of the podcast. I was like,
you know what?
Do it.
The thing is, the jingle you do for question of the podcast changes every single day.
I've been meaning to introduce that one for about 2 days.
Do it
so
again.
like, question of the podcast. Woo!
Nice.
Yeah. What's something that you're proud of that people might not know about you? Yeah.
So, like a claim to fame, but something that you're really proud of, but people might not know. And we've got some amazing answers, despite the fact that normally on Question of the Podcast we put it out a couple of days before. Yeah. I did it at about 6 o'clock this morning, so thank you for those.
Have you got an answer?
I talk about these podcasts a lot because I'm quite proud of the work we do on here, and actually the fact that I'm surprised at the amount of listeners we've got. I mean, the Facebook Live's relatively new. We've only been doing it since lockdown, but like when it was 2 years ago, when it was just me and you in a room, we were like, "What are we doing?" It was just entertaining for you and I, and then you get quite a few listeners, which is really exciting.
I always forget how many listeners we've got, and I'm like, there's probably a few hundred, and like, no, there's a few thousand.
Tens of thousands of people. So I'm really proud of the work we do here.
Yeah.
And you know what? I love hearing the stories, particularly as we've done Facebook Live, of people doing stuff. Because I think doing good stuff has a ripple effect.
Yes.
If you do good stuff, people see that and they do good stuff. And one of the things I'm super proud of is the people who are emailing us and sending me direct messages or sending me messages on Facebook saying, as a direct result of, for example, Andy Fano being on the show, I've made a direct contribution to St Francis Hospice to support them while times are tough. Love that. Absolutely love that. And that's not one person, that's a decent number of people making that additional contribution to St Francis. So thank you from me, and I'm sure that Andy at St Francis really appreciates that. And then when we had Ruth Hughes on the show on Friday, I had a few messages saying thank you, because some of the techniques that Ruth was talking about coping and making sure you're protecting mental health when we're in lockdown, which I don't seem to be struggling with at the minute. Mum said that I'm quite enjoying lockdown, and I don't know whether I am. I like being social, but
you're just keeping yourself busy.
I am, and working and doing that sort of stuff. So I've had messages and we've had emails come in saying thank you for giving Ruth a platform, because what she shared has really helped me cope. So I think what we're doing here is good. So I'm super proud of the Kindness Project. I am an author. I did write a book. It's on pensions, so it's available in no good bookshops. You can't get it anywhere, but it is available on Amazon. So I'm quite proud of my little pensions book. Have you read it?
I read the dedications page.
Yeah, it was dedicated to you, that's why. It was dedicated to you and Sophie. So I've written a book on pensions that I'm proud of, but the next book will be about either my dystopian world fiction novel or it'll be about kindness, so we'll see. What are you proud of?
I've written a book, which, is probably not that... It's not edited, it's not redrafted, but it's 19 chapters plus an epilogue. It's like 58 pages.
So where are you going to publish it? You decided yet?
No, I haven't. I might self-publish it, or, I'm sure there's somewhere looking for young authors as a niche.
Yeah. You know what? There's a book you can buy called The Author's Handbook. It's got all the agents. And I'm going to get that for when I publish my non-pension book, which might be a little bit more interesting. Hi Roberta, hi Kevin, hi Sarah, hi Tina. Thanks for tuning in, and we really appreciate it. Again, just to recap, question of the podcast, feel free to comment live or send us a message. What are you most proud of that people might not know about you? And people can get in touch with us in the following ways.
Okay, so if you're watching this live currently, thanks for joining us, guys. You are on our Facebook page. Woohoo! So if you search us in the Facebook bar, The Kindness Project, we should just crop up, and I've tested it a couple of times and it does work. The same thing goes for Google, and our website just pops up right at the top. If you search at Ola Kindness on Twitter, we come up, which is, brilliant. Because, new technology. Yeah. Absolutely stunning.
Absolutely stunning. It's Google, what? I don't know what.
I wasn't on my Google, I was on my MySpace.
Oh, yeah. I bet, you know what, I haven't checked my MySpace account for at least 2 weeks.
I know, it's been a couple of days.
When was the last time you checked Friends Reunited? Still on that?
Yesterday, 5 p.m.
Anybody on there?
No.
No, nobody. I'd be using it, bro. Go on.
I think Ola@thekindnessproject.co.uk is our email. Have you ever received any emails?
Yeah, we get emails all the time. You know what we get emails from most? People who want to come on the show
People
and
actually
talk about their
genuinely want
work.
to come on.
Yeah. We have like ask Russell. Russell, if you are watching this, can you just comment about some of the people who have approached us directly? The one I want to get on, and we met him at the literary festival last year.
Yes.
You know, the one that Jeffrey Archer insulted me at.
Yes.
Good story. I can't remember what podcast it's on, but give that a
On
listen.
one of them. Just listen to them all.
Just listen to them all. It'll be on there. Bobby Seeger.
Yeah.
Love that man. He's an absolute legend. If you don't know who Bobby Seagull is, he's a teacher, an educator, and he talks about mindset quite a lot. And on that particular note, do you want to tell us what the NHS is doing
so I was sent
to
this
with
link
mental health?
from the NHS website, and it's called Every Mind Matters. So you fill out these questions, and it gives you, some stuff to work on while we're in lockdown, because this isn't the best time for mental health. So you fill it out, how is your mood, mostly good days, next. And then you just kind of go through and you fill out...
Answer some questions.
There's only like 5 questions, and you just kind of fill them out, and I'm going through filling them out because I can't remember what the tips were.
The one that surprised me when you were completing it at the end is what is most impacting your mental health, and you had the coronavirus, personal life and relationships, life changes and difficult times, but thankfully not smoking, drinking, drugs or gambling. I was pleased about that. And what advice did it give you? What tips did it give you? So this app sends you a personalised report.
I really don't like I'll play card games with sweets and stuff.
Sweets? God, you big spender.
But any money involved, and I'm like, nah, not doing it.
Like father, like daughter. She's not going to waste her cash on flagrant things like
Let's
gambling.
just do a bit of no stakes gambling. We're good, thanks.
Yeah, we're alright.
Okay, number 1, relax your muscles and minds. Sometimes we can be so tense that we do not even remember what being relaxed feels like. Oh my god, that is such a mood. Okay.
Oh, mood! Oh no, sorry, can I just say, morning to Trev, morning dude.
Morning, dude!
Morning dude, thank you for that. And if you don't know what mood means, because we did talk about this on a previous podcast, but it was before we were doing the live shows, can you explain to people what mood means? Apparently it's a phrase.
It's just something that people say,
Meaning...
So if I said, oh, that's a mood, it's like, yeah, I empathise with that.
I feel the same way.
Totally.
So yeah, mood... And you never go mood dude.
No.
You go mood bro.
Yeah.
Why, as teenage terminology... Why does it sound like you're from like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? Like
what?
You've got... Have you never seen Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? I have failed as a parent.
Okay, good on you, mate. Move more every day. Being active reduces stress, increases energy levels, and can make us more alert and help us sleep better.
Yeah. So, just share with us, unofficial question of the podcast. How are you keeping active every day? My home gym is now getting a bit more workout than it was. I've got the punch bag up, which is really useful, and I'm using Sophie, my 8-year-old, to be my training buddy, which is all good.
I'm just glad you haven't wrote me into it yet.
Give it time.
It's not happening.
Go on, what's next?
Make time to chat. Chat with a friend each week, even if it's over the phone or video chat.
Yeah.
Reframe unhelpful thoughts. Check out our short video to get some practice tips on how to challenge unhelpful thoughts and help improve your mood. Be prepared, feel calm. If you have a busy week coming up, spend a little time planning before you go to bed. Take time to reflect. Make time every day to reflect on what went well. It's important to recognise your success and things you are grateful for, no matter how small.
And where can people get access to that
NHS
support?
website.
Okay, so it's just nhs.uk, not .co.uk.
www.
And what's the page called? Get Your Mind Plan. So if you're struggling with mental health or you need a bit of support, the NHS is there to give you some. What one would you say is the most important one on there?
I'd say For me, it would be make time to chat because, like, you know, if you're talking to friends, you can kind of talk through your issues with people who know you, who understand you maybe better than random strangers, or asking the internet. You should never ask the internet for answers to questions because you get some real left field answers.
You do. So thank you for that. Thank you for sharing. And again, as always, he's whacked it out of the park yet again, Mr. David Forsdyke, with his silver linings. So he's talking today about the fact that businesses, friends and families are keeping in touch during the lockdown thanks to the amazing technology we have these days. And we spoke about briefly yesterday because was it on the podcast or was it on another call that I had after? I think it was on another call. I was saying that thankfully, this isn't amazing for anybody, but thankfully we have got technology that connects us. And I don't know how well any of us would cope without that connection to other people.
I'd probably be crying in the corner right now.
I doubt if you do that, but that's all good. So apps like Dave says, apps like Zoom, Teams, Skype, House Party and Discord.
Discord.
What's Discord?
Oh, it's the one that I'm doing that game on.
What is it? Is it like a chat?
Yeah, it's like a community group.
Okay. Yeah. I haven't heard of Discord. Is it like Friends Reunited? But
no. You get invited into like these groups, and so it's like
WhatsApp.
It's like WhatsApp. But
okay.
Like you don't have to have the person's phone number.
Okay. WhatsApp I love for staying in touch, but I'm in so many groups I just can't keep up. Just unofficial question of the podcast: how do you manage WhatsApp? Because I put it on Do Not Disturb the majority of the time, and that sort of helps. But what about those who aren't tech savvy? Well, there's loads of websites and YouTube videos to help those struggling to get online. Mm-hmm. For example, Bold New World have published an article aimed at helping older people who might need a little help. And what we'll do is we'll put a link to that article in the show notes. I think the important thing about this is helping older people reconnect. And one of the things I had my approval through yesterday, one of the things that I've done is sign up as an NHS volunteer, so that if anybody needs a chat, I'm there to help and support. And the app that they've launched with that is really easy to use. So if you haven't signed up for as an NHS volunteer and you've got a bit more time on your hands, the website is Good Sam. If you just Google Good Sam NHS, you'll be able to find it. Certainly it allows you to support your local community if you'd like to do that. And then one of the Brave New World article suggestions is to get a tech buddy, somebody you know who's more tech savvy on the phone to help you with technology. So I think that's an amazing idea. Also, I want to mention my T-shirt from Mr. Don Diffgang from Do Me a Favour Buddy. And Do Me a Favour Buddy is a website, so just have a look. You know what? I like this kind of podcast guest because he came in with presents. Now, it wasn't chocolates and wine, but it was a few T-shirts.
Yes.
And you've got one as well.
I've got one as well, yeah. I didn't realise you were wearing yours today. I would have dug mine out if I knew we were. Yeah.
So, check out Do Me a Favour Buddy, because that's an amazing little website that allows you to, particularly if you're in London, swap we are still on. I was worried about that. Every time Charlotte just goes near the mic, she seems to turn it off for some reason.
I just wanted to scroll down a Word document.
That's the end of it.
Oh.
So check out episodes 100 of the Kindness Project on the website and 101 because Don, actually, we thought we'd do something different for our 100th podcast, and Don interviewed us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you'd like to hear more about why we do this and what we've done, as well as some really interesting questions like what's your favourite question of the podcast, which I can't remember what my answer was. It's all available on there. And then what I'm going to ask Russell to do is share on show notes where we interviewed Don, because we interviewed him about his platform first, and definitely worth checking out. Do me a favour, buddy. They do amazing work over there. So thank you, Don, for doing that. We've had a number of comments, and again, just as a reminder while I'm reading this out, if you want to comment on Facebook Live and give us your answer, what don't people might not know about you that you're particularly proud of? So I will start with the legend that is Mr. Dave Forsyth. Dave's very proud of his album Different Skies. He wrote, recorded and released it with the band Night Circus in March 2018. It's had over 1 million streams on Spotify and continues to find new listeners around the world. And they're currently writing their second album. Ooh. So we'll give that a listen today. See what the legend that is Dave feels like as done musically. Roberta White said, I had my own small business in London for a time. It was called Special Office and Rail Services, and it was ongoing for about 4 years. Then technology overtook me, and it's now all computer-based. John Cook said he was interviewed about Doctor Who by a major French newspaper. Al McCann said, I really love doing my job properly and I really love what I do. I really care. That's really important, I think. Carol Staunton said, I had the opportunity to volunteer at Lord Taverner's Table Cricket to help the young and disabled. Watching their joy at playing cricket was amazing. And Chris Haycock said he spent 48 hours living with an indigenous jungle tribe on the banks of the River Orinoco in Venezuela. I think I may have just added something to my bucket list.
Look at the comment afterwards.
And being taught how to use blow darts. Chris! That is amazing. Were they poisonous blow darts? You know how I've failed you in terms of movie education because you still haven't seen Bill and Ted. There's another film called Young Sherlock. Have you seen that?
I know there's a series of books called Young Sherlock.
But there's also a late 80s, early 90s film called Young Sherlock that I remember. And there's a scene in that where young Watson, because there's a young Watson as well,
obviously,
gets blow darted with a hallucinogenic dart and thinks his dinner's trying to eat him. It's really strange, but actually amazingly works. So
the only thing I know about poison darts, other than TV, is that it was used as a murder weapon in a Christie book.
Oh, was it?
Except, I think it was called Murder in the Sky. Except, it wasn't a marple. It was a Poirot.
Okay.
And it went round and round and round the entire book, and it was just brilliant.
Amazing.
So it's a good story plot.
Love it.
Yes.
Absolutely love it. So that, my friends, is it for another episode of The Kindness Project. Thank you once again for tuning in, and we will see you now on Friday.
Bye.
See you then. Bye.